And in our top business story, the Ministry of Finance will start registering companies that are above the yearly threshold for value-added tax in the second half of this year as the country gears up for implementing the 5% levy from January 1, 2018. The ministry announced that businesses that provide taxable goods or services with annual revenue of more than 375,000 dirhams will be required to register. Businesses with taxable supplies below 375,000 dirhams but over 187,500 dirhams will have the option to register. The UAE has yet to publish its VAT law but has established a federal tax authority to deal with the levy. The authority will administer, collect and enforce federal taxes and will perform tax audits and administer penalties in cases of non-compliance with the tax laws. Last week, the Federal National Council approved a draft law that paves the way for VAT and excise duties on selected items, such as tobacco and carbonated drinks and energy drinks, by setting up a legal framework for taxation. The ministry has started awareness sessions about VAT and excise tax implementation for businesses, including small and medium-sized enterprises, to prepare them for the implementation. CSR experts have called for a transition towards strategic philanthropy, while stating that the spirit of giving should be a vital part of a business's DNA, during a discussion organised by Dubai Economy. Over 50 business leaders and heads of charity organisations gathered during the third Dubai Economy talks, where discussions were led related to best strategies for long-term sustainable investments for a meaningful impact. Held under the theme Fostering Effective Philanthropy and Investment in the UAE and Beyond, experts discussed the idea of venture philanthropy, which finances organisations and individuals that can create a societal impact and generate financial return. Microfinancing was highlighted as a key area of focus for the future of philanthropy, as experts called on the public to look beyond large international organisations and support the ones working on the grassroots levels. It was added that strategic philanthropy should aim to invest in initiatives which can lead to a holistic development of human capital. Commenting on the ability of SMEs to continue philanthropic activities after the implementation of taxes, the vice chairman of the Florit Group stated that companies and governments can consider the idea of tax benefits to support the spirit of giving.
Typically, we're looking at the following things in the right order: microfinance in sub-Saharan Africa. So, for example, the bankers have never had a rating agency look at the way you justify making a loan. So we've got people working, University College London, on an algorithm. That's one area. In the area of healthcare, there's particular interest. But I think in the millennials I deal with, it's agronomy, agriculture, security of food and water in particular that they're looking at. And so it's very strategic, long-term views. As I said, Wheat Sheaf is a 100-year view. If you give somebody a tax benefit and you say, if you give this amount of money to charity, we will give you a tax rebate, that rarely works. Now, it works in America, it works in Britain, where we have a tax regime. There are European partners, and I'm half European, my mother's French. It doesn't work because there are no tax benefits. So if you could get your government to say, give beyond zakat, beyond sadaqah, even, or as part of sadaqah, but give it, we will give you a tax rebate of whatever percent they decide.
Arabtec Holding has set the price of its rights issue at 1 dirhams per share, a premium of 14% to Tuesday night's closing price of 0.86 dirhams. The company is undertaking the transaction as part of a recapitalization to reduce accumulated losses of 4.6 billion dirhams. The pricing of the offer means that shareholders may be less inclined to take up new stock, resulting in a dilution of their holdings by 24.53%. Arabtec is attempting to raise 1.5 billion dirhams through the rights issue to help strengthen its balance sheet after enduring a heavy run of trading losses stretching over 9 consecutive quarters. Arabtec's audited financial statements, also released today, showed that by the end of last year, the accumulated losses on its balance sheet stood at 4.6 billion dirhams, or 101% of its current share capital. It declared a loss attributable to its parent company of 3.4 billion dirhams last year, of which 1.9 billion dirhams was due to it writing off receivables and other items. Its recapitalization program involves first raising the funds by issuing 1.5 billion new shares, bringing the total number of shares in circulation to 6.1 billion. It will then effectively cancel more than 4.6 billion shares, reducing each shareholder's stakes on a pro-rata basis. The recapitalization has effectively been guaranteed by Arabtec's biggest shareholder, Abad Investments, which currently holds a 36.11% stake. It has agreed to take up all of its allocation in the issue, as well as subscribing to any shares that are not taken up by current shareholders. Dubai is the most popular choice for top global companies who want to set up regional HQs in the Middle East and Africa region. That's according to a new report. Market research company Informinio said that there was a 17% increase in the number of companies seeking a presence in the region in 2016 compared to 2015, with Dubai being the leading destination for regional HQs by far. The research looked at the top global companies taken from the Fortune 500 ranking and looked at the locations of the regional HQs in MEA. The report showed that Dubai and Johannesburg are the most desirable hubs in the region, followed by Casablanca and Nairobi. Noticeably, London tripled its number of regional HQs in the region, acting as an MEA hub or MEA region's hub. Given their geographical proximity and the talent pool present in the city, it could be that London is playing the role of a first step into the MEA region, especially for Japanese and North American companies, according to Informinio. It added that overall global Fortune 500 companies have recently begun to establish a footprint in the MEA region, with 196 companies having a dedicated entity covering the region compared to 167 in 2015. However, the large majority of companies, of around 305 in number, still do not have dedicated entity covering the region. Johannesburg remains the prime destination in Africa with a total of 58 companies, while Dubai is by far the leading destination for regional HQs with a total of 138 companies compared to 127 in 2015. The research revealed that Germany and France are leading in terms of coverage rate, while China has the lowest presence in the region.